In the music industry nowadays, artists are looking to put out songs as fast as possible, make money from those songs, and essentially sell themselves out as a product. There's no sense of raw hunger or authentic lyrics within the music that is released nowadays. Music is as boring as ever, and it doesn't feel like artists have a story anymore. It is clear that fans are bored of artists being generic products instead of unique ideas. Jacques Webster, aka Travis Scott, is one of the biggest artists in the world right now because he marketed his ideas, his music, and his albums as experiences. All of his albums had unique sound, story, and theme, and they each felt like a separate experience.
You know, it's just a different story. I've been through so much different shit, you know, in my time. You know, I've seen so much different stuff now, you know, it's just a different story I have to tell. It's kind of like a more personal album. I just want people to kind of like get to know me, you know, and like really get to know the rage inside, really what's going on in my mental, like what I be thinking, how my mindset, how I really feel about all types of shit.
Right.
You know.
He strategically places each song on each album to fit the order of the story that the album tells. This is what makes his music so likable and his image as an artist so desirable and popular. There is no doubt that Travis Scott is one of the most successful, well-known and influential rappers of the 2000s.
Dude, I have 1,000 questions, but first of all, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
You're crushing. I mean, #1 album. I mean, platinum, the whole deal. I gotta say, the record's awesome. And
But before we get any further, let's rewind to Travis's humble beginnings. Before he was Travis Scott, a global phenomenon doing shows all around the world, he was Jacques Bermond Webster II, a kid from Houston nobody knew who had a strong passion for music. Jacques spent his first 6 years of his life living with his grandmother. They lived together in a small home located in South Park, Houston, a crime-ridden neighborhood on the south side of the city. In 1997, Travis went to live with his parents, Wanda Webster and Jacques Webster Sr., in Missouri City. He also had 2 younger siblings who were twins, Joshua and Jordan Webster. Travis's dad had a heavy influence on him when he was young. Jordan was a musician himself, who would often play the piano and sing in front of Travis when he was young. Through Jordan's influence, music would quickly become his main hobby and passion growing up.
It's crazy, my dad had a studio in the den, and I had a studio in my bedroom. And we used to get into like little fights and shit, because he used to work on his music and I used to work on mine and shit. And it was like, it's pretty fresh now, because it's like, man, like, there'd be times when my dad would knock down my door because like we playing music too loud and I was making beats too loud. It's fucking crazy, you know that. It's fucking...
Later on in his life, Travis would attend college, but would soon drop out to pursue his music career. However, Travis did not tell his parents that he had dropped out, and he lied to them, saying he was spending his money on his rent, books for school, and food. His parents would keep sending him money, but eventually stopped once they realized he was lying to them. Travis first went to New York, but would eventually end up in LA, spending months going from place to place, crashing on couches and producing beats.
College, like my sophomore or junior year, college. So when I went to New York, I stayed with my homie Ashton in New York. So it's probably about like 2 years, maybe like 2.5 years. Once I left college, like on a journey from like school to like trying to put out a rap album, you know.
Is it true that your parents were sending you money for college, thinking you were still in college and you were actually already in New York, you know, traveling toward a music career?
Yeah, my mom would send me like some money every like 2 weeks for books and like food and my rent. So I use that on like straight gas and taxis or like plane tickets or whatever. I was spending the money on like clothes, whatever.
Through extensive self-promotion networking, and determination, Travis would finally begin to see some success with music. In 2012, Travis would find the email of one of Kanye West's engineers, Anthony Kilhofer. Travis emailed snippets of his music, and Kilhofer was impressed enough to invite Travis to work with him. Travis would meet up with Kanye, and Kanye saw something in Travis, giving him the opportunity to be a producer for his upcoming album, Cruel Summer.
Yeah, so I don't see him for like the first like week. Like he's like a ghost.
And you're like, I came here to see Kanye, right? Like,
yeah, and I was asking Kill, I was like, yo, what's going on? He's like, man, I don't know. So I was just like I was like working on songs, man. Like I was working on Cruel Summer, so like all the songs I was just working on. Then I was like scoring, you know, that Cruel Summer film.
Well, what were you doing what were you doing for Cruel Summer specifically on the songs?
Man, I was just like doing production. Like he'll give me a track and I'll just like work on it.
A track that's already done, that's already set up.
Like an idea. You know, it's definitely nowhere near done.
So it'll be like a sample will be there.
Whatever it is, it'll be like whatever it is.
Just some loose shit.
Although Kanye had given Travis an amazing opportunity, the artist that would truly mentor Travis was T.I.
We've also had, you know, connection with T.I., another hip-hop Cash King. You know, how about him? And did he talk a little more about the business side?
Yeah, definitely with him. Yeah, for sure. You know, just how to like manage time, manage, you know, what you got. You know, put together just like how to like, you know, put everything you want in a pyramid. How to like create a flow. You know, empower your friends too. One of the most important things. Whether it's through like having just a good team that like, you know, we're like a manufacturing company. We're not like super technical like that, but you know, it's just a group of friends and we have like a system.
Travis saw T.I. as a mentor and somebody to help him climb to the top of the rap game. And with the help of producers like Anthony Kilhofer, Mike Dean, and young chop Travis Scott, would drop his first mixtape, Al Faro, under T.I.'s label, Grand Hustle Records. Upon its release, Al Faro faced some criticism as people saw it as underproduced and not polished enough. Some critics described it as repetitive and not memorable. Basically, just another small artist trying too hard to be different.
Project. As this project continues, Travis introduces one lackluster trap beat after another that is not memorable in any way, shape, or form. Even the songs on here that shoot for really bold, loud choruses are barely even catchy.
Others saw the vision and described Al Faro as a raw, authentic, moving album with songs like Upper Echelon, Hell of a Night, and Uptown. Despite mixed reviews, moderate success, and recognition, Al Faro was needed to launch Travis's career. Later that year, Travis would begin working on his next project. Travis would put his heart and soul into this project, working intensely on the songs, wanting everything to be perfect and not a repeat of Al Faro. Travis wanted this piece to be something different. He wanted to create his own sound, and not sound like a copy of Kanye or any other artist.
You know, revamp the culture, like give it a new sound, man.
Do you consider it a younger style? Because it's, 22 years old?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's a different vibe, but
Yeah.
the people, doesn't matter what it is, they love you.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, it's cool because it's like, it's still hit hard as fuck. You know, Houston known for like that hard ass music, but it's just like a new vibe, man. I'm just trying to like revamp it because I feel like, you know, the music that Houston was brought up on is kind of like, I wouldn't say dated now, but it's just like, you know,
Right.
It's not like up to this relevancy. It's like, man.
In August of 2014, Travis Scott would drop his second mixtape, Days Before Rodeo. Days Before Rodeo was the first time Travis collaborated with Young Thug, The Migos, and Metro Boomin, who would prove to be important connections to him later on in his career. Fans considered Days Before Rodeo a better album than Al Faro. They noticed how the production was more polished and the album overall had a more interesting sound than Al Faro.
The production on here is really great. I think the production is the strongest point. There's a lot of interesting sounds and vibes he has going on here that not a lot of other artists have going on.
Travis was finally starting to see some positive outcomes of his hard work, and was also finding his own unique musical sound and style. After success from Days Before Rodeo, Travis began working on the album that would truly turn his career around. Travis went on a rodeo tour before the album dropped, where he would perform songs from Days Before Rodeo, and also gave fans a preview of upcoming songs like 3,500. After a long wait, on September 4th, 2015, Travis Scott released Rodeo. Rodeo was a blend of trap lyrics, psychedelic beats, and rock and roll melodies. Truly one of a kind.
That's right. I'm giving it that new like sound and try to give it that new vibe and show just like a new light of like what it is, because you know it's like a misconception of what it is right now, maybe, you know. So I just want to give it that, you know, it's kids like me that like want to rage and just like preach creativity. Yeah. But just like overshadowed by like the generic thought of what Houston is.
Yeah. Rodeo was one of the first trap albums of its kind to mix so many different genres into one project and actually succeed. Rodeo peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 with hits like Oh My Diss Side, Antidote, and 90210, possibly some of his most iconic songs to this day. On Rodeo, we saw prominent features from artists like Future, The Weeknd, and Justin Bieber. Travis set the foundation for a new sound. He wasn't considered a Kanye clone anymore. He was starting to transform into his own persona, Travis Scott.
Who are you?
I'm Travis Scott.
The following year, Travis began working on his next album. After crazy success and recognition from Rodeo, Birds in the Trap had high expectations from his fans. Travis wanted to transform his music into a darker sound, with melodic beats over trap lyrics, making it even more unique than Rodeo. On September 2nd, 2016, after much anticipation, Travis Scott would finally drop Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. On this album, we would see major hits like Pick Up the Phone, Sweet Sweet, and Babes in the Trap. Goosebumps featuring Kendrick Lamar would not be released until after the album dropped, in December. Birds debuted at number 1 on the Billboard's 200, making it Travis Scott's most successful project yet. However, the world was not ready for what Travis had prepared. Travis began working on Astroworld almost right after releasing Birds. Travis wanted Astroworld to change music and transform the modern sound of hip-hop.
It's gonna change melodies, it's gonna change BPMs, it's gonna change flows,
Travis assembled a legendary group of producers to work on Astroworld, including Mike Dean, Kevin Parker, Drake, and Kid Cudi. Travis took over 2 years to make this piece, and on July 30th, 2018, Astroworld was released to the public. On Astroworld, Travis sparked an inner creativity that no one had ever seen before. Astroworld debuted at number 1, making it the most popular album in the world. Fans loved it and claimed that it was his best album shortly after its release. Astroworld had hit singles like Yosemite, Sicko Mode, and Butterfly Effect. On Astroworld, we would see something special. Travis didn't just make music, he created an experience. Sadly, as we all know, the hype around Astroworld would lead to an incident that would shock the world.
Everybody go put a middle finger up in the sky.
On November 5th, 2021, 8 people died during Travis Scott's performance at the Astroworld Festival. This incident would tarnish Travis's reputation, making people question whether this was the end of his career. Travis faced major criticism for not seeming to care about the incident, even dropping an apology video that seemed so fake that most people did not take it seriously.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost. I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. Actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time and, help them get the help they need,
After controversy, drama, and years of not releasing an album, Travis began showing signs of life once again. Although Travis had been spending years working on Utopia, after the Astroworld incident, people assumed he stopped working and scrapped the album. However, after over 5 years of not releasing an album, on July 28th, 2023, Travis Scott dropped Utopia. Travis also wanted Utopia to feel like an experience. Utopia had a dark sound and captured how Travis was feeling at the time. Songs like Schizo and Lost Forever embraced the dark sounds and gave a look into his personal life. Along with the music, a movie was also released called Circus Maximus. Releasing a movie along with the album gave fans a feeling that this was more than just music. It was a whole new era of Travis Scott. Travis Scott built his albums not just on a sound, but through a vision. Each album and performance isn't just something you hear and listen to, it's something you can actually feel and experience. The vibe he is able to create around each album and each song is something that only he can do. Look at it like this. If you take away all the controversy and criticism he has faced over the years, would you consider him a top 5 artist of the modern era?